Alright, we're back and in action. Alright everybody, so we're going to start out with addition now. Now again, if this seems too easy for you, you do not have to watch the video for starters. And two, we'll get into harder problems later. So we're going to start out with basic addition though. Just basic addition. I'm talking 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1, 2. So it's like I have one ball right here, I have one ball right here, and I put them in a bowl like so. And now together there are 2 balls. That is what we're doing when we're adding. So next up, two plus 2, here's a ball, right? So I've got 2 balls, 2 balls here, okay? Here's my bowl. I'm going to put both sets, or all 4. There are now 4 balls. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? We'll call those meatballs. So we've got 2 sets of 2 balls. Put them together. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. No more balls. Alright, so I've got 3 plus 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Put them together. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. Alright? Going a little higher. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 4 sticks plus 4 sticks equals 8 sticks. Five plus 4. I bet you thought it was going to be 5, but I tricked you. I did. Alright, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm adding them together. So I count my first set and I add together my second set. So I'm combining, I'm bringing them all together. That is addition. Alright, we're going to break into harder numbers now. So double digits. Double digits meaning more than one number. So 10 up to 99. That's a double digit. 2 numbers side by side. So I'm going to say I have 11 plus 6. Notice how I've changed the way I was writing it. Before I was writing it side by side. 11 plus 6. These are the same thing. The only difference is how they're lined up, because I can look at this and I can do the math. But if I wasn't as experienced as I am with math, then I might need to break it down a little bit. So what I have here, I have 11, right? So this is 11 and 6. Now I can break this down a little, because now that I've watched the first video on place values, I know that 11 is actually 10 plus 1. So I have 1 in the tens position. This is my tens position. And I have 1 in my ones position. So this is 1, and 10. Alright, so we've got addition within addition. So now I can also see this as what it is, an addition problem, right? I can look at this. This is easy. So I've got 1, I work from the top down, always from the top down. 1 plus 6 is 7, right? 1 plus 0, because there's nothing there. If there's nothing there, we don't make up something. We don't just toss something in there for the heck of it, and we do not just get rid of this number. We just bring it straight down. Okay? So I just took it straight down. I didn't change anything. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I add them all together, and I can literally count. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So now I've double checked my answer. 11 plus 6 is 17. Okay, so how about 23 plus 4? Okay, 23 and 4. I'm going to go to the far right hand side. I always start here. Always start on the far right. Okay, so I've got far right and top to bottom. 3 plus 4 is 7. The 2 has nothing else to go with it, so I'm bringing it straight down. 23 plus 4. So I don't have enough fingers and toes, but I'm going to have 23 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. So 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27. Next, we'll make this a little harder. I'm going to have 58 plus 2. Okay, again, I'm going to start on my far right hand side. So I'm going to look at this. I'm going to start at the top and I go down. 8 plus 2. Now I have enough fingers for that one, so I'm going to say 8 plus 1, 2. So 8, 9, 10. Oh no. Oh wait. What do I do with that 1? Right? What did I say before? We had our bags of pennies. Now I've made another bag of 10 pennies. I actually need to carry that 1. That's what we call that. So I'm going to put a 0 here, because if I look at 10, right, I've got a 0 in the 1's position and a 1 in the 10's position. And believe it or not, those numbers actually stay in those positions, but sometimes we have to carry and add and borrow and do things like that. But so for this one, I'm going to put my 0 here, and I'm going to carry my 1 right above my 5. Now I'm going to go back to the rules I had before. Still top to bottom, I've added on a little imaginary level here, or another row. So I'm going to have 1 plus 5. There's still nothing here, right? So I have my little imaginary 0. 1 plus 5 is 6. 60. Let's try that one again. So I'm going to have 74 plus 7. Okay, 74 and 7. I start from my top right hand corner and go down. 4 plus 7 is 11. Now I have a 1 and another 1. Right? So I've got a 1 and a 1. I have a 1 in my 1's position. Ha 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 ha. It's funny. And a 1 in my 10's position. Okay? So I've got 4 plus 7 is 11. So there's my first 1. I carry the 1 in the 10's position to the 10's position. And now I work from the top down again. I've added another row. I have 1 plus 7 is 8. My answer for 74 plus 7 is 81. Okay, let's see what happens if I have to go into another position. The screen went back. Alright, so I'm going to say I have 96 plus 8. Alright, so now I'm again, start right hand corner, top right hand corner. 6 plus 8 is 14. I have a 4 in my ones position and a 1 in my tens position. Okay? So I'm going to put my 4 in my ones position. I'm going to carry my 1 or my 10, my 1 in the tens position. So now I've added on another row again. I have 1 plus 9 is 10. There's still nothing here. 1 plus 9 is 10. Well, wait a minute. What do I do with that other one? Do I carry it again? No, because there's nowhere to carry it to. So I simply write down 10. So 96 plus 8 is 104. Okay. Now it's time to step this up again. So we're going to work with 2 double digits. So I'm going to say I have 38 plus 12. Alright, 38 and 12. So again, I start in my top right hand corner, nothing else changes. 8 plus 2 is 10, so I'm going to have to carry again. I have a 0 in my ones position, a 1 in my tens position. The 0 stays in my ones position. I carry the extra one, that 1, to the tens position. But now I have 3 numbers to add together, so I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. I again start from the top and go down. Now you might say, well, it doesn't matter if you add 3 plus 8 or 8 plus 3, but when we get into larger numbers, when you get into more complicated things, it is always best to work top to bottom. Okay? Just keep that in the back of your mind. I'd rather you learn the better way now than have to just try to fix it later. So I've got 1 plus 3, so 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. 38 plus 12 is 50. Alright, so let's go 69 plus 43. Okay, so I start in my top right hand corner again. 9 plus 3 is 12. So I've got a 12, I've got a 2 in my ones position, and a 1 in my tens position. So I've got 9 plus 3 is 12, so there's my 2, carry my 1, I work from the top down again, so now I've got 1 plus 6 is 7, 7 plus 4 is 11. Again, I have that extra number, but I don't have anywhere to carry it to, so I simply write down 11. Now I have a 2 in my ones position, a 1 in my tens position, and a 1 in my hundreds position. And again, this is read as 112, not 112, 112. Next, we're going to bump up to 3-digit numbers, okay? Nothing changes besides we just have one more step. We just have to add something else. Nothing complicated, just another adding level. So I'm going to say I'm going to have 127 plus 235. All right, again, I'm going to start in my top right-hand corner. 7 plus 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. There's my 2. I'm going to carry my 1. All right? So there's a 2 in my ones position and a 1 in my tens position. I'm going to carry that 1. Now I have 3 levels. I'm only concerned with what's going on right here in the middle now. That's all I want. So I have 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. I don't have to worry about carrying anything because the value is not greater than 9. If it was greater than 9, I would have to carry something. But I don't have anything to carry, so I just simply go on to my next column. So I start from the top of what I have, There's nothing here, so I start at the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So I have 127 plus 235 equals 362. 362. Alright, next, what happens if I have more than two numbers to add together? What happens if I have multiple numbers in the single column? Remember, up and down is a column, left to right is a row. So in one column, what happens if I have more than one number? So this is going to be crazy, so just hold on to your pants and we're going to get this. Alright, so I say I'm going to have 310 plus 75 plus 123. Alright, so now I have more than two numbers, right? Because before I only had two, now I have three, and there's several numbers this way, so I got to keep everything together. I got to keep it lined up. When you're starting out, a good way to do this is, one, to make sure everything's lined up. So if I put in my decimals, they'd all be right here on the right-hand side, and they would all be lined up. Start knowing that now. Know that your decimals are always lined up, no matter what, and always know that a decimal goes on the far right-hand side if it is not already in the number. So if you don't look at it and see a little period, that's the decimal. If you don't see that, it always goes on the far right-hand side. So there's my decimals. Now I can make little imaginary lines to try to keep myself organized. If you don't write neatly, this will come back to bite you in the butt. Alright? Neat is important in math, because if you accidentally write something sideways, we've all seen me do this in class, then all of a sudden you don't know what you're adding and your numbers get mixed up. I can't look at that and go, oh, they know what they're doing. I have to assume that you don't because you added the numbers wrong. Now if it's because you can't write neatly, that's when we work on, separate sheet of paper, something with lines, maybe graph paper, until you get that pattern down. And then eventually you'll do it just out of unconsciousness, like it'll be in the back of your mind and you won't even know it. But you have to be able to write neatly. So I'm going to start top right-hand corner, as always. That does not change. 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. Next column, I didn't have anything to carry. I have 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. Notice, I stopped here, added those together, then kept that number in the back of my mind. So I know 1 plus 7 is 8. Got it. And now that number carries down. Because what I'm really saying is 1 plus 7 plus 2. Right? So that's 10. So now I have a 0, the same way I did over here when I had an extra number. When I had a number in the tens place, I carried it over to the tens place. I have to remember now that I'm working in tens, so it's more like 10, 20, 30, 40. So what I'm actually adding up here is 10 plus 70, okay, because it's in the tens position, plus 20. So it'd be something like this. 10 plus 70 plus 20. Alright? I imagine there's a 0 there, just imagine. And then I have this, and I have that extra 1, so now I have 100. So I'm adding 100 to my hundreds column in the hundreds position. So again, I'm going to carry my 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. I come down. There's no number here. Alright? As far as I'm concerned, this is just a big fat 0. I can even draw a big swoosh inside of it, just because I feel like it. But I know that that spot is not important to me right now. I need to add 1 plus 3 plus 1. So 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. So I have 310 plus 75 plus 123 equals, this line right here in this situation means equals 508. And that's all for today's show. Okay. Alright. Bye, guys.